Spet lepo pozdravljeni, z vami sva Nastja in Tjaša. Zdaj pa bi na oder povabile Davida Mikulana, režiserja pravkar ogledanega filma KIX. Pogovor bo potekal v angleščini. Vprašanja boste lahko zastavili tudi vi, v slovenščini ali angleščini, po želji. Če bi kdo želel prevod v slovenščino, pa naj se obrne na našo živo, ki je tam. Tako da, a kdo potrebuje prevod? Okay.
David, welcome to the stage. We are very happy to have you here. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for making this film. It was a pleasure watching it. For us, it's really amazing how so many unplanned shots have come together to form such a thorough whole. You start your film with random shots from the streets. You meet and talk to different people, which gives us a feeling of spontaneous atmosphere. In the end, Shani was the only one with whom you stayed for 12 years. What attracted you to him in the very beginning?
Yeah, also thank you Kinotrip to have me in the film, and you also. I started making films when I was 12-years old. I got my first video camera, and I was out on the street filming my friends skating. And basically this intro is representing my journey before I met Shani, that 10 years, how I grew up, and we met a lot of people on the street, and most of those people were just kick us out from places, or were people who were in need, and a lot of people just, they sometimes they have nobody to talk with, or just to share their stories, and I just got interested in basically on what's happening in the public spaces, because as a skateboarder you feel at home on the street. That's your second home, and I met my friends there, and basically I can thank everything to skateboarding. And with this approach, if you are a skater, there's usually some young kids around, and that's how we met with Shani as well. That for us it was totally normal. In the other hand, I see in the beginning 3 kids playing without parents on the streets in a square, which is very rough. There's a lot of ignorant people. They just crossing. They don't care, and they were having fun. And back in the days, I was an art school student. I had a lot of free time, and we had a common love, skating, and we started to hang out. Basically, that's the origin of it. And then, of course, from day one, we realize the environment they live. 6 people share a flat. There was no warm water in the house, and we felt that if nothing, we can give our free time and do this sort of underground babysitting with the kids. And I mean, you saw the film, but that's kind of the origin of it. That we, as art school students, we wanted to do something that makes sense, that tells something for the society, that has I don't know, we want it to be useful. And in the beginning it was a perfect match. We were the dream team with the kids, because we really enjoyed our time. And of course, this sort of romanticization of skateboarding or art pedagogy, that these tools could be very important to give another perspective for kids. If they not succeeded in school, the only thing matters is to find something that you love, and then you can grow, and that's what we try to help to help them to show a way in the society.
Thank you so much for your answer. And since you mentioned Shani's family, what was the reaction of his family on filming, and how did you manage to achieve an atmosphere that was not awkward?
Yeah, basically, for the kids, the camera was just a tool for playing, and it was like now 13 years ago when we met. Maybe it's different now that the feeling when somebody is pointing a camera to you. Could be a very intense feeling, but for them they were sort of old school in this way, that they weren't so media savvy. They didn't really care of like who is this two young adults filming. So it was not really affecting the reality, and that's why I was sort of felt that it's all right. We all always questioned ourselves, and within them, do we bother you? Is it all right what we're doing? And we had a solid relationship with the parents, and we were kept coming back.
So all the situations with them are so natural. How long did it take for the camera to become a fly on the wall for them?
Well, from day one, and basically we wanted to make a film, but the reality and to care about the kids, that was the first thing. And in this sense, I could consider myself as maybe the camera is shaky or whatever, but I was a good DOP in this sense, that the camera is here, but I'm here too, and that was what they felt, that we are there and not the camera. And we had a motivation to make a film, and this motivation a lot of time was in parallel with Shani's need, that we wanted to hear him, we wanted to see Shani, that he can express himself, because for a film you need a narrative or like something to tell a story, and but kids, they were struggling in like to express themselves, so we talked a lot. That was a lot of the time our main tool, just conversation. Like, let's say the narration in the beginning, we had many boring Q&As with the kids of what do you think of that, and at some point we realized that it's like school, that the kids block because they have to say a good answer. But we were like watching back footage, and we often mimic with our voices, and we realized that with Shani, as we call with the superhero voice, he was like straight away can talk and express his view on the world.
Thank you. When did it become clear that it would be possible to make something more out of all the footage, a whole documentary feature? How did it feel when you were watching the material and someone's whole life was in front of you?
Well, we made a short film after some years, and it was quite cool. In a way, that short film tells the core idea, and there was many times when I almost stopped the project because when Shani got teenager and we sort of felt that we losing the tools of get an impact. So we were like, okay, Shani is a teenager, he's not skating anymore, listening to shitty music, so what are we doing here? And but there was, and that period was sort of like the hardest time for Shani because more and more problems appeared around him. So it was like, yeah, okay, leave him like this. And then the social service says that they're gonna took Shani if the house is not gonna be renovated, and I felt that maybe that's going to be my goodbye. That maybe we cannot help, but to help support the minimum requirements of living that we could do. But we kept stay with him, and then the accident happened. But yeah, back to the question, I was super motivated on filmmaking ever, so I wanted to make something. Yeah, and then when Balin joined, the other director, with his attitude, we were like, okay, let's do it. Let's have Shani. Let's give him something that he can be successful. And with the renovation, that was, I think, his life, the first thing that he can say to his parents or to the teachers that, yeah, I was there, I was fixing that, and then this terrible accident happened, and we are super, like, it was a super hard time for everybody because, yeah, like the sorry, I'm totally go away from the question, but that's our core idea is that if every group of friends coming from a solid family background can support the local kids, you know. And now we have a story like this, which looks like a failure, but Shani is a decent man. He's now working. He just proposed his girlfriend, and in a way he made it, but committed a very stupid thing, which he has to be responsible as well. But the thing is that what we're saying, that we all responsible in a way, and that's with in a sick society where people hardly can survive. It's hard to imagine that you there is a collective responsibility, but why shouldn't we believe in this?
It's very interesting how life can just turn around. At this point, I would like to ask anybody from the audience if they have any question or an impression for David.
Hello. So, first of all, I would like to say that I really enjoyed the film and thank you for making it. And my question is, because you've just mentioned Shani, are you maybe planning on another project together in the future? Because you have really a special connection going through all those years.
Well, probably not, because like we had our time together, and I'm actually now the the trial, it was just 2 weeks ago that there was a first verdict after 5 years. It was on the back of their life that they could go to prison for 7.5 years. And there was a first verdict which say that basically they don't have to go to prison, only the guy who lit the mattress. But the prosecution denied it, so there's going to be a second round. And the prosecution, which means the state, the Hungarian state, and like Sanyi found his life if he don't have to go to prison, and I'm actually happy about it. That one time I talked with a social worker, and she said that that's the success when there's no need for you anymore. And in a way, we had like a sort of like a natural divorce. He's a little bit like a far relative, you know, that we hang out from time to time, but I just let him live his life. But yeah, I was thought about that, especially if he would go to prison. But you cannot even film in prisons in Hungary. So yeah.
Thank you. Just I have just another question. Do you think that the movie itself helped him in the situation when the prosecution was made? Well, not at that time, but now.
Well, the jury haven't seen the film, but we were like contacting with lawyers and make sure that it cannot make the case worse. It's in the current political situation of Hungary, like you don't know what to expect. That the jury said they don't go to prison, but it was a Christian dormitory, and in Hungary I've got no problems with any religions, but our populist prime minister, they're using Christian religion as to promote their fake values, and from time to time, like Christian criminals, they got justice, and in a way, this is what happened here as well. That the buildings responsible, they didn't sue them. They only started the case against the kids. But so far they had good behavior. Sanyi has a decent job, so we really wish the best for them. And of course, for me, it's still very hard to present this film because it's about my friend. It's about someone lost his father, and what we can like you, the audience, can sort of decide or like support or say that is this legit, because we take risks with this film, but at some point what do Sanyi have now? What he cannot bring back this person to life. He cannot pay back the dormitory, and I cannot say this from his perspective, but what he has is his story. But we might learn about it, or just I don't know, an eye opener could be, but it's up to you. I don't know.
Thank you.
Okay, we have two more questions.
Hey, so I have a question. If the incident had never happened, what were you thinking that would happen? Like, that would you present as a plot twist in a movie before you knew what happened?
Yeah, so in our imaginary script, which was like related to Shani's life, was that Shani will find his home. And it could have been an imaginary place or a physical space. Uh, and actually that was the period when Shani showed his basement. That after like 5 years, that there is a place here. You can build your own room, and it was basically in a way beautiful that he found his place. And what happened in the film as well, it's the same, that he moved together with Rami, and he has a good life. We were totally on to make a success story of Shani's life. That here's this kid on the square, no one cares about him, he's dirty, this mischievous kid can make it. And the truth is that like a lot of documentaries are like this, like, or the kid become a boxing player and he's successful, but the reality, the statistics, it's totally not like this. It's like, let's say 9 out of 10 cannot jump a class or like outperform the place where he is from.
Hello. In this film, you, of course, get really involved with this family, with the family dynamics, and we don't see it in the film. That's why I have to know. Did you ever interfere when you saw something you found concerning or something else? Did you ever interfere? Is it possible not to even? And how did you, or did you just stay a camera? And how did you do it? How did you not say anything?
Well, we were we had an active role, especially with the kids. Of course, we interfere. Like you saw, let's say, 2 examples with the kids that yeah, don't do this, don't do that. But we never let them to jump from a certain border. But with the family, it's very hard, because there is a certain ethic about this, that it's not we are not part of the family. You cannot straight judge other people how they raise their kids, but of course, with Moni, with the mother, we were like sort of a team. Like we were the active members of the family, but like retrospectively speaking, we could maybe be more interfere and maybe be more like on the point of like, yeah, this has to stop. You cannot talk like this. But what we choose as a tool, as I mentioned before, is just to talk. But there were very tough moments in the family, like proper fights, where we were just like. There were times where you can't do anything, and this is the thing with the social service as well, that they come and ask Shani if he eats well or go to school, but there's no education for the parents. Like there's what they had as a tool is sort of this this penalty attitude, that if you don't do this, we take out Shani. So it's and what we gave it was maybe like too much empathy. So, but the social service in general in Hungary, they are extremely overloaded. So probably this woman who come to the family, she had to visit 10 family in a day. But yeah, it was all the time like we tried to be as sensitive as possible, and not to break certain rules. But the thing is that what in the beginning, what we would expect, that let's say if the family losing their home and become homeless, and they would knock on my door and say, like, yeah, David, we don't have a place to stay. And these certain boundaries, even with Shani, I could have say that, okay, then Shani is coming to my place, I don't know, every second day, and we study together, make a stronger structure. But I was also very young, and I'm not a social worker. What I had is what I saw at home from my mother, and that's that we sort of believed that it will come across, and then we realized that no, this issue is so much bigger, because we can have an impact on Shani's family, but there's like 20 other kids on the square with same shitty backgrounds, and they grabbing Shani's leg, who was almost out of the water, and not let him pull. So there is a multi-generational issue, which really not easy to handle. But in Hungary, teachers got the minimum wage. They are not well paid. The whole system is basically collapsing. And yeah, time for action.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much for your answer. So, is there any anecdote from 12 years of filming that was not caught on camera? And what are your favorite memories?
What's not in the film?
Like, did something happen that was not in the film that you remember, and it is one of your favorite memories of Sanjay?
We had many great times, but let's say, just to continue the ethical dilemma, there was one time Shani and Victor, they were climbed in to my friend's house when he was not at home, and there was his roommate, and he just went to the kitchen, and there was 2 kids in the in the place, like climbing in from the window, and so. Yeah, what you do in a situation like this, or like Shani is knocking on my door in the morning, and he said, "Oh, I haven't went to school today, and come to you." And so what do you say? I said, "Go back to school or go home." It's no, but then I let the kids on the square. So, yeah, I mean, these are not favorite moments, but
Thank you. Now I want to ask you, are there any following projects that you're coming with? And are they possibly similar to KIX? So what's cooking?
well, I have some projects, but maybe it's not a film, but maybe I'm gonna make my own family. If it's a project. But yeah, it's hard after 12 years, you know, I learned so much. There's a lot of great people worked on this film, and we're gonna make more films for sure.
Okay, so now we are unfortunately running out of time. So David, we would like to thank you very much for your time. We had a lot of fun together, both watching such an inspiring film and talking to you. This film expanded our horizons even more. It was a pleasure. We wish you a nice day and hope to see more of your work soon.
Thank you.
Vabljeni ste pa tudi ob 18:30, ker se bo takrat odvijala projekcija filma Medtem na zemlji. Če si pa želite še več zabave, se lahko udeležite tekmovanja v metanju papirnatih letal, ki bo potekala od 8 do 9 ure v galeriji Kinodvora. Večer pa se vam lahko popestri še s projekcijo kratkih filmov Kinotrip ob 9 uri. Hvala in uživajte.